And boom, I'm live. All right. We didn't even do this last week.
Nope.
No shit. We got Garv coming through soon. Me and Harry holding it down for now. What's up, bud?
What is going on?
You know, just a lot of fucking. There's no UFC this week, but there is actually some boxing fights. It's like Jorge Masvidal's boxing corporation. So it is Roy Jones Jr. 54 versus Anthony Pettis.
54.
It's 54 versus Anthony Pettis, who's 36. Anthony Pettis is 0-0 in boxing, 24-10 in his MMA career, fighting Roy Jones Jr., who is 66-9 in boxing. I did a poll with UFE, the company I work for, and 59% said Pettis. Obviously, Roy Jones is 18 years older than Pettis, which is why everybody's saying like
difference.
Roy Jones Jr. boxed Mike Tyson like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson, I mean, it was an exhibition, so there was no winner called.
But
Mike Tyson would have fucking won. Yeah. So like, I don't see that. I think Roy Jones Jr. is going to fuck him up. Like maybe it's a 8-round, 3-minute round fight.
Okay.
Right. And Roy Jones is in phenomenal shape. He actually got back into shape. Anthony Pettis, I'm sure, is in better shape. But Pettis he's never boxed. Did you ever watch any Anthony Pettis fights? He was probably a little bit before your time.
Yeah.
So Pettis was like a flashy kickboxer kind of dude.
All right.
And he had this, you might have seen this, but the Showtime kick. This is like when he was 23 in the WEC, which is basically the AAA club for UFC back in the day. This is probably 2010, 2011. We got Benson Henderson, who was one of the best lightweight champions UFC had, 10 years.
Holy shit.
That was like his fucking crazy moment. That was the Showtime kick. So he was one of those dudes. He was flashy, he was energetic, but he was never a great boxer. Huh. And now he's fighting a dude who is legitimately a top. I'm not a huge boxing guy, but like I would say a top 10, top 15 boxer of all time.
Yeah,
I think it's funny. Jose Aldo's boxing. Vitor Belfort versus Jacare is happening. So there's a lot of good boxing fights, but it's nothing too crazy now.
Nothing major.
Yeah. I would rather look at UFC 287, which is next week.
Yeah, I've been watching a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've been watching a fucking Netflix series, Making a Murderer. I think I told you about it.
Yeah, you told me that last
night.
It's
been, I had to turn it off today because it's just pissing me off. Can't fucking watch it anymore. So I was watching UFC for the last like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
They found this guy guilty. They framed the shit out of this guy. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Pereira Adesanya 2 or 4, some people want to call it. Pereira beat Izzy kickboxing twice.
Yeah.
Once by decision, once by knockout. The decision was disputed. It was very close either way. And the one that Izzy got knocked out, there was a standing 8 count for Pereira because Pereira got rocked, and they gave him an extra like 5 seconds to get up.
Yeah. Which
is like, it happens, but people will say whatever they want about it. So even though it was 2-0 in kickboxing and 3-0 altogether now, it's pretty fucking close. Like, we just watched the ending, and you watched the whole fight before, right?
Yeah.
Of their first UFC fight.
Yeah, and Izzy pretty much was winning the fight.
Yeah.
Before that kick.
Before the kick, yeah. Izzy
knocked him down, and
apparently in round 1 of that fight
went ham.
Yeah, that was so crazy. Pereira was just gassed, had nothing in his tank, and then as soon as it looked like Izzy got hurt, got the fuck out.
Flipped the switch.
Yeah. But so Adesanya was like grappling, which we all knew was a possibility because Pereira is just a kickboxer. But Izzy had 2 rounds of purely takedown on the ground and clinch work that were superb. And then in round 5, he really hurt his leg after getting it hurt initially in the first round. And then he got knocked the fuck out. Not even knocked the fuck out. He just got rocked a couple too many times.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that was a little bit of an early stoppage. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It could have gone another like 30 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would have liked to seen him get knocked down, but then again, I guess that's kind of the ref's job to protect the fighters.
Right.
But it's a championship fight in the 5th round of a long-standing UFC champion. I feel like he deserves more leeway than others.
So.
Is that? I don't know if that's totally fair to say, because at the end of the day, UFC fight's UFC fight. I guess it shouldn't matter who's in the octagon.
You want to protect.
Right.
You just want to protect the fighter.
But I'd be interested to hear that from like an actual UFC ref.
Like a champion's perspective, too.
Right. And Adesanya said he would have liked to have gotten knocked out and died on his sword. Which I kind of feel like that's just the warrior mentality that he has that a lot of champs have, right? He says he didn't blame Mark Goddard for the stoppage, and I didn't think it was a particularly bad stoppage. I just thought it could have gone longer. And Mark Goddard's one of the fucking best. I would say he's the best in the game right now. I wonder if they have who's reffing for...
That's a good question, yeah.
287. The judges will be Mike Bell, Sal D'Amato, and Ron McCarthy. Those are the fucking
best.
Oh wait. Oh, this is 285.
Oh. Yeah.
Why does it have 285? It doesn't even have 287. Or 286.
Referee removed from 287.
Where's that?
Right there.
This is 267.
Oh shit.
Huh. Pereira says Adesanya should thank referee for saving your life at UFC 281. Wow, huh? This is like, I like this rivalry though. These are the kind of rivalries I like. Like, there's a little bit of shit talking, there's a little bit of bad blood, but basically it's just the two best at one certain thing going at each other with like some respect around them, For some reason, it's not going to show up. It usually does. I doubt it'll have it up here. In Miami, this would have been a cool fucking pay-per-view to go to.
Isn't there one in New Jersey coming up?
Yep, UFC 288, which is on May 6th. And they still have Adesanya as the favorite. I'm picking Adesanya for it, so I can't say that he shouldn't be the favorite, but is Adesanya, we just saw Usman, right? We just saw the same thing that people think will happen to Adesanya to Usman.
Yeah.
He's falling off. He's getting older. This new guy comes in, he fucks him up. It was the same exact thing because in the first fights were so similar. Usman and Adesanya were both winning favorably, and then they get knocked out right at the end. Edwards a little bit closer to the end. But and now you got Pereira defending his title, being more confident, just like Edwards was. And Edwards, in my opinion, I thought Usman won the fight, but I've looked at everybody else's opinions and I talked to so many people, and I'm like one of the only people that believes it. So at some point I got to step back and say, okay, whatever. But like, I can see Pereira knocking Izzy out in the first 2 rounds. If it goes after 2 rounds,
I can see that. Yeah,
it's kind of easy to see, right? I think it would be another left hook. I want to see him do like some crazy 360 kick.
He tried one.
Yeah, he did, and Adesanya ducked under that shit.
Yeah.
But I would see that it was probably just like a left hook, crack him, knock him out, kind of like an Ngannou Miocic thing.
Or the start of the fight, he even came with like an up kick.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool.
That move is so weird. John Jones, when he was 23 and fought for a title for the first time, he did the same exact thing.
And knocked him out.
No. But it's just like no.
It worked.
I don't think that's ever happened in the UFC.
That would be fun.
Right? The only like crazy knockout in the first 5 seconds in a UFC fight was Masvidal when he knocked out Ben Askren.
Yeah.
But you've seen a couple of these fights where guys just come out and they throw a flying head kick, like in the first couple seconds, and that just shows balls, you know.
They just want to fire.
Right. Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. Masvidal's 38. Yeah, dude, I can't describe how easily I think Burns is going to fuck him up. But if there was an underdog to bet on this card, besides Pereira, I guess.
It would be Masvidal.
I think so. His number's so good. Right? What is it?
And
now?
It's in Miami.
It's in Miami. It's in his hometown. He's plus 360. And listen, Masvidal's wrestling's not terrible. People just, including myself, but people think Burns is going to take him down and submit him in the first round.
Yeah.
And I think Masvidal will be able to like hold his own in the clinch.
I believe so as well.
And he has a 3-inch reach advantage. He's a strong dude. He's only been knocked out once by Usman. Like, he has a chance to put out Gilbert Burns. So I almost want to put like $20 on him and just say, fuck it. You got Adrian Yanez versus Rob Font. Adrian Yanez is like the big prospect in the bantamweight division, or he's one of them. The bantamweight division has so many big prospects. Chris Barnett, big fat dude, won by a spitting heel kick in his last fight. Super entertaining.
Chase Sherman always gets knocked out.
Yeah, right. Chase Sherman's one of those guys that he's lost like 5 of his last 6 fights. Paul Rosas Jr., Raul Rosas Jr. Raul Rosas Jr.?
Paul.
Raul. Okay, yeah, Raul. He's fighting. This kid is... I still can't believe this kid is like actually getting notoriety. I think that he is... I think this fight is going to be particularly tough for him. This might be his Paddy Pimblett moment of like him... You saw Paddy's last fight, right?
Yeah.
Where like he actually fought a decent guy and he should have lost, but he didn't lose. So...
Yeah, the judges kind of snuck that in for him.
Yeah, exactly. But Rosas Jr., he fought, Jay Perrin, good dude, good fighter out of Boston, but he's not a top-level UFC fighter. Everybody knows that. And he went in against him with the world on his shoulders, got the easy submission win, and everybody's like, oh, shit, this guy's, incredible. And he's fighting a guy, Christian Rodriguez, who actually has some talent. He's young. He's like 8-1. And I really think that, I guess that's another fucking underdog to take. I guess it is. Maybe this is the card of underdogs, dude. I wonder what do you, oh, you know what? They're showing these shitty camera angles so they don't get copyright striked. So they can actually show the whole fight. Because I don't think this is probably just from someone not in the UFC. Rosas Jr. got him on the ground against the cage. This kid is so young and he's not strong, but his grappling is very good.
Yeah.
And Jay Perrins is so-so. See, like, he has a great squeeze. He gets your back, does super well. He'll eventually get that choke on you. But that's his whole game plan. Like, you strike with this kid, in the Dana White Contender Series, one fight that he had, he got knocked down.
Shake him off.
Like, he's similar to Paddy has a little bit better striking.
Huh.
But Paddy's a jiu-jitsu guy. And everybody knew that once he got in a guy who was able to, like, mitigate his ground game, Paddy was fucked. And that's kind of what's going on here. Because Christian Gonzalez is, I believe, a brown belt jiu-jitsu. And has experience. He's not 36 and on his way out of the UFC like Jay Perrin was. No offense again. And then, yeah, he just sinks in.
So it's just going to be a test.
I think it's yeah. Here's the thing, though. Christian Rodriguez is on the way up. I think he's a good fighter. A couple people at UFE know him and, like, grew up with him, basically.
Huh.
But, like, Christian Rodriguez isn't a top-level UFC fighter either. So if this is a challenge for him, maybe Rosas Jr. should be kind of taking it easy. He's still 18. I thought it would be a year before we saw him again. So he's still in fucking high school.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
like he's getting homeschooled right now, but he's a senior and he has to like take his fucking SATs, or maybe he's not going to take his SATs because he might. Who knows? Maybe he goes to college. Probably not, but like I think this kid is getting pushed too fast, in my opinion. But he's a big draw, and the UFC is probably paying him a lot of money at 18 years old. In that first fight, he got the $50K bonus for performance of the night. So you're 18 years old, being homeschooled.
I already got a $50K bonus.
And he probably made like 20, 30 grand off the 20 grand off the fight. So like you got 70 grand at 18 for fighting.
Fair deal.
I got you. I see
for your first fight in the UFC.
But just chill a little bit. Pick your spots. Go against some scrubs. Hit the gym. Get a little bigger.
For real.
Or maybe he goes out there and completely washes Rodriguez, and we're like, oh, okay, this kid is like really something. Rodriguez has a 4.5 inch reach.
5'8". Yeah. I thought that said 5'5".
These heights are a little funky though. It's 5.8. So it's really like he's 5'9.5.
Oh.
Because they don't go to like 5'11, they just go to 5.9 and then 6 foot.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean he's
fuck Google.
He's right. Fuck Google. He's taller than Rodriguez and he has a much shorter reach. Rosas Jr. has a short reach for bantamweight. Actually, I guess that's that is kind of short. Like Aljo and Sean O'Malley in his division have 72-inch reaches. So, you think this kid can give it? He has 5 years to be the youngest champion ever. It's a lot of time.
That is a lot of time.
He's doing it in the most difficult
in
division.
5 years, he'll still be fucking young as fuck. He'll be 23.
Right. Which is pretty crazy. But I mean, I don't want to be rude here, and like I know I am, but if you look at the kid, right? We all know this. I'm not saying anything astronomical, but you look at him and is it wrong to say that maybe he already has some kind of CTE? You know what I mean? I don't. That's totally fucked up to say.
Ears, bro.
Well, that's cauliflower ears. That's because he's been wrestling since he was a kid. But look at the chin. Like, what's going on there? I don't know. And there's other jokes to be made that I won't say here that maybe I'll say off the podcast. But like, if he has 15 fights, I think he's 7-0 right now. He's something like 7-0. If he has 15 more fights by the time he's 30, he might be fucking stupid by the time he's 30. That's just like a legit thing. Me and Steve had a good podcast. We talked about that for like 20 minutes. Where it's like, yeah, it's cool to start your, career young. But if you think about what your life's going to be like after your career, do you want all that head damage that accumulated from your 18?
Get a shit ton of brain damage.
It's crazy.
Like freaking Mike Tyson.
Right. I wonder if fucking Kanye West was fighting when he was 18. You explain a lot. I'm going to root for the kid because I think it's a great story. I don't know if I love it though. Like even 22 years old, 23 years old, which is where we're starting to see some of these young prospects come in. Like a Muhammad Makayev, like a fucking Macy Barber. Like it's awesome to have these young prodigy-esque stories.
Well, Sean O'Malley came in pretty young too, no?
He did. I think he was 19 in the Dana White Contender Series. He's been able to space his fights out though.
Yeah.
He's 27 now.
A year in between each one. Really.
Is he 27? How old is Sean? I think he's 27. 28. He's 28, turning 29. So it's been like 9 years. Is that right? It's been 9 years since we first saw him. Is that fucking right?
Wow.
When? It was in 2017. Oh,
July.
So he was fucking like 21 in that fight. So that's okay.
6 years.
But you look at his spacing of his fights, right? He had 3 fights in the first 8 months of his career, and then he got his leg fucked up, so he took 2 years off. He is actually pretty fucking active. But now that he's getting older, he has a lot of finishes on his record. Jesus Christ. The dude barely goes to decision. Chase Hooper was another one. He was same class bantamweight, a grappler, and he got fucked up early, and now he's like out of the UFC basically. Like the first loss he had, he just never regained momentum. And I got a feeling that that's where this kid's going, unfortunately. But maybe I'm wrong. Sean O'Malley was offered the backup spot for the Cejudo Sterling fight in New Jersey in May. And he turned it down. He said, fuck that. I don't want to be a backup. I got a little bit of interview time with Sean O'Malley. I was on a conference call with him a week ago because my video editor is his YouTube editor, right? Like this kid, shout out Nick LaJoy, UFE core team member. He does a lot of great promo work. Go check out UFE's Twitter. He actually did a really cool reel on Donald Cerrone's Hall of Fame commencement a couple days ago. But yeah, he's been Sean's YouTube editor for a couple of years now, and Sean was on the call, and he's such a chill guy. Like he's completely down to earth,
humble.
He was just like eating a burrito, talking about baseball because we were just talking about how baseball opening day. Yeah, it was really cool. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm from Arizona. I'm a Diamondbacks fan. I think it's going to be a cool season. Just shooting the shit. Yeah. So
sorry, man.
Yeah. Did you see the Red Sox lost today?
Yeah.
Did you see
Terribly.
Rafi Devers?
Struck out by fucking dude. That was stupid.
Did you actually see it, though?
Yeah.
This is, I don't know. I was kind of in favor of the pitch clock.
The pitcher wasn't even ready either.
Right. The pitcher wasn't ready. And they still, is this it? This isn't it. And they still fucking give it to Rafi. I don't even get it because he had 10 seconds left on the pitch count. That's what I didn't get. Is this just an ad? No. Okay. So where's this video?
That's last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Right there, the first one. Oh.
Yeah, it's the same website, and they're not showing it.
Okay.
I saw it on Twitter. Maybe it's be there. Oh, okay. So it's a 30-second pitch clock between pitches. Now look at his windup. He's chilling. It's his shoes. How is
there's still time on the clock? No.
There's a lot of time on the clock. And look at the pitcher. Well, hold on. Okay. Did the pitcher get ready and Rafi was still? As soon as the pitcher gets ready to throw, like you're not going to give him a couple seconds? Foul ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 seconds. I thought it was 30. You know what I mean? That makes absolutely no sense to me. It's not like he's dragging it out either. He's just getting set. He's even looking at him. He's like in his stance.
Yeah.
When he calls
setting his feet.
Yeah. Terrible. And then right after that, the Red Sox rally and get 5 more runs and almost come back. Ugh. That made me pissed off.
Yeah, they're going to be terrible this year.
I don't get it. Yeah, whatever. It's the Red Sox. They lose their first game. Are you a Sox fan?
Yeah.
So we just got Corey Kluber, who's been like an all-star for a long time now. I think he's 36 or something. He's a really good pitcher.
Yeah.
I think we signed him to a pretty good deal. and he went 3 innings, gave up 6 runs in his first. Oh, $10 million, 1-year deal. That's not bad at all. Okay. And yeah, so Red Sox starting off 0-1 against the Orioles. The fucking Orioles.
They're gonna be good.
Can we start betting on baseball? Of course we can, right? What do we? Does it give me tomorrow too? It doesn't. It's just today. No, it is tomorrow too. Okay.
I was gonna say there's gonna be games every freaking day now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe do they not play tomorrow? I don't think they do play tomorrow actually. Yeah. All right. So we have the next 3 weeks. 287. Adesanya Pereira 2, Burns Masvidal, Yanez Font, Raul Rosas Jr., Kevin Holland versus Ponzinibbio.
Mm-hmm.
Week after that, we have Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. It's a great fight. Week after that, Pavlovich versus Blades. That will decide the next contender for John Jones, probably at the beginning of next year.
All right.
And then
Soggy Dong.
2 weeks after, Soggy Dong's on that. Jared Gordon, who should have beat Paddy Pimblett, is fighting Bobby Green. That's a really good fight. We also have Clay Guida in the Holloway Allen card.
Yeah.
Fighting Rafa Garcia. Tanner Boser. Tanner Boser. Have you ever heard of him?
I've heard the name.
Back when Mark Tozy was still on this podcast. Shout out Mark. Chilling up in Arizona. Getting all that Arizona State sunshine, we'll call it. He had like an epiphany one day. He was like, dude, this guy Tanner Boser, he's fucking awesome. So we put money on him. He lost. And we were so sour against him. That was like, we're never fucking betting on this guy again. He loses his next fight. And then the fight after that, we put so much money on the guy against him. We're like, all right, this guy sucks. Like, and Boser fucking wins. So like, what the fuck? This dude's about to get kicked out of the UFC, and all of a sudden he wins. And that was at heavyweight. And now he's coming back at light heavyweight.
So he dropped down.
Yeah. So that's actually going to be an interesting fight to watch.
Yeah.
Because Boser, if he got his shit together, and he's a good boxer. So if he got his shit together, he gets in shape, Tanner Boser could be pretty good at light heavyweight. Brandon Royval versus Mateus Nicolau at flyweight. That's a top 5 flyweight fight. That's an interesting fight. So we have a good amount of fucking fights coming up. And then May 6th, UFC 288, there's just banger after banger after banger. Next 3 pay-per-views are all really good. Really fucking good. And we got baseball back. I want to go to a game this year.
Me too. They're always wicked cheap.
Yeah. The even the fucking concert, the Logic concert at Fenway is stupid cheap, which we still got to get tickets for.
Yeah.
You got any early picks for UFC 287 next week? Do you know if you're picking Pereira or Adesanya?
I think I'm going to take Pereira.
Yeah? Going for that knockout?
Yeah.
Burns Masvidal?
That I'm undecided about right now. Yeah.
It's just the line for Adesanya is so interesting. They don't have it on the sports book yet, but can I see the lines, the prop bets?
Kevin Holland is a pretty heavy favorite too.
Yeah, what's he at, like 280 or something?
280, yeah.
I think I honestly want to fade that too, man. I like Santiago Ponzinibbio, and Kevin Holland is kind of. He had a good fight against Stephen Thompson, but
not great.
Not great. He was better at middleweight. When he jumped down to welterweight, he has not had a lot of great fights. Damn, dude. There's a lot of fucking underdogs I like for this card. Like, I'm not going to bet against Rosas Jr. because I feel like that's going to be the win. But Ponzinibbio at plus 230. Jorge Masvidal at plus 360. It's plus 1418. Throw in Pereira plus 3100. $5 to win 160. I don't know. Could be an underdog card. Oh yeah, I want to see prop bets. Do they have it yet? All right. Do you like Pereira by TKO?
Yeah.
Plus 225. Adesanya by TKO plus 300. Total rounds 4.5. I might go under on that.
Do you think Izzy could submit him?
That would be fucking crazy. Imagine that. Imagine he gets some like. I mean, he could. He got him in. I don't, because when they fought the first time and he got him on the ground and he got his back, he was just going for ground and pound. Like, he didn't even really try to cinch in a rear naked choke at all. You know, I think if he worked on it, yeah, I do think he could. I just don't think that's what he's going to go
Pereira's
for.
bigger than him, too.
Pereira is bigger. But Pereira didn't know what the fuck to do on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, no clue. Which makes me think that, you know, Adesanya could.
He has the advantage.
Dude, maybe that's worth a shout. Adesanya by submission plus 1,600.
Wow.
Maybe that's worth a fucking shout. Yeah. That's a good 10 beaner real quick. There was a picture the other day of Alex Pereira weight cutting. He walks around at like 220 pounds, and he weighs in at 185.
Yeah, I heard Joe Rogan say something like that.
So there's a picture of him in this like
heavy.
Look at that. That's what he's doing to cut weight.
Yeah, just sweating in there.
He's just in a fucking sauna. That's crazy. That's brutal too, dude. Which is one of the reasons that people were saying that he couldn't go the 5 rounds. And why
he was exhausted.
Right. You cut that much fucking weight, dude. You're doing cardio in a sauna for 3 hours a day. Barely drinking water. You're eating chicken and like a little bit of vegetables. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a brutal process, especially when you're cutting that much weight.
So dehydrated, probably.
Pereira could like easily compete at light heavyweight, but Pereira could compete at heavyweight, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'4", 79-inch reach, walks around at 225. I believe that if Adesanya was not the champion, because I think Pereira just wanted to fight Adesanya, right?
He would be heavyweight.
I think he'd be light heavyweight.
Oh, okay.
Because he's 225, light heavyweight's 205.
Yeah.
Like that 20 pounds, that's still tough. But for
it's
a guy
easier
that's
to cut.
Yeah. Like instead of weight cutting like he's doing for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks,
mm-hmm.
maybe you only have to do it for a week. And then you get that extra week of, you know, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Plus, you got all these IVs now that apparently people can fucking take, and UFC won't do shit to them. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I like, I love the fact that Adesanya cuts like 6 pounds. Adesanya walks around at maybe 195.
Wow.
And that's why he does not get tired at all. Never seen Adesanya get tired. But Pereira finished him in the 5th round. This guy's wearing a Down to Fade t-shirt. DTF Down to Fade. Nice. Oh, man. All right. What else was there that I wanted to talk about? No, that was really it. UFC 288, we'll have some time to get you ready for that. Holloway Allen, we don't have too much time to get into that. So, like, you seen Arnold Allen before? I know you've seen Max Holloway.
Yeah.
I think you were here for his last fight with Volk.
Yeah. I've seen a little bit of Arnold Allen, but not much.
He's basically one-dimensional. Like, he reminds me a lot of Volkanovski.
Really?
He's a little bit shorter. He's not crazy shorter, but he's probably like 5'9".
Yeah.
You know? He has a good reach, but anytime you're going up against Max Holloway, man, and all you want to do is strike, it'd be a tough day at the fucking office. unless
Because Max Holloway has a fucking chin.
Max Holloway not only has a crazy chin, never been knocked down in the UFC. Never been knocked down. One of the only people that can say that. John Jones is another one. That's a pretty good fucking class to be in.
Yeah.
Volkanovski, I think, got knocked down twice. He got knocked down by Makhachev. But he went 3 fights, 15 rounds with Holloway, never got knocked down. Outboxed the shit out of him.
3 fights with Holloway.
I'm guessing that you remember Holloway, Volk 3.
Yeah, I remember all of them, honestly.
But look at that cut that Holloway had, dude. Oh my God. This isn't even a great photo of it.
Actually, I don't really remember the first one. But...
The first one was the last fight Volk had hair for. That's what I remember it. Yeah, look at that gash, dude. Oh my God.
Slice
His
the
eyebrow is cut in half. I think that Holloway wins that fight, although I want to see Arnold Allen win because I just think the featherweight division is...
Knockout. He knocked out Charles Oliveira, too. Damn.
Who's this? Holloway?
Yeah.
I think that was a long time ago, though, right?
2015.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that long ago. Holloway's fought the best of the best, dude.
Yeah.
And what's even fucking crazier, he's 31. He still has a good 5, maybe 6 years in the UFC, and he has so much. He started in the UFC mad young, too. He was 23. He fought Conor McGregor way back in the day at featherweight. Yeah, you lost in 2013. Conor had 4 takedowns on him. That's bananas.
Bananas.
Conor had 4 takedowns. Has he ever had more than 1 takedown? No, he's never had more than 1 takedown in a fight except for Max Holloway. Wait a minute. He's never... Okay, he had 1 takedown against Diego Brandao, but he had 4 takedowns against Holloway. That's hilarious. All right, I'm going to call it. That's going to be it. Maybe we can go check out the Celtics game. Celtics versus Bucks tonight. It's a good fucking game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, make sure you guys check us out. We're going to go Sunday morning again. Oh, wait. Well, we might do Sunday morning. I would like to do Sunday morning so we can get the whole crew together. If that does not materialize, we'll be back Wednesday for A to Z Complete podcast. Maybe talk about NBA a little bit. We'll be spicing up right around the time for playoffs, too. So
playoffs are coming up.
Yeah, they are. 2 more games, I think.
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'll be coming up Wednesday. Go check us out on Twitter and what you see on the screen at MMA Complete Pod. So, yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's good to be back. Sorry we missed last week with a little bit of Wi-Fi problems. That sucked. But we will be back on a regularly paced schedule. We're getting ready for UFC 287. Our picks of UFC 287 will be coming to you live next Thursday, where we have been doing pretty good on – well, we've been doing very good on pay-per-views. But
fight nights, not so much.
Fight nights, we've been shaky. But we're getting back into the things. We had a decent showing last week. I had the best record, 8-3, 3-1 on locks. You had the second best record, 7-4.
Okay.
So we're turning around. We're doing pretty good. And I think Dylan was talking about he wants to be on the podcast next week too. So we might have a good show. We'll definitely have a good show, but we might have a lot of people, which was always a good time. And that's going to do it for us. For me and Harry, for Steve and Garv, for everybody at MMA Complete, good to be back. We'll see you next week.